Hello and welcome to the channel. Be sure to share, like, and comment down below. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for daily videos on news and politics.
Breaking. Kevin Halligen body just found days before exposing massive John Podesta scandal. Taken out. Over the last year, the news was riddled with the Wikileaks Podesta emails that revealed one of the most explosive scandals in Washington, D.C. Called Pizzagate. The emails posted online depicted a shocking underworld of pedophilia and murder that stunned the country. Of course, the mainstream media did their best to sweep this horrific story under the rug, but thankfully there have been good citizens who won't let it be forgotten. Internet sleuths around the world have dug into these emails and found a connection between the Podesta brothers and the cold case kidnapping of Madeleine McCann that occurred a decade ago. Well, not only have internet investigators discovered the link between McCann and the Podesta brothers, but so did the detective who had been working on her abduction case, and apparently he was getting too close since he was just found dead. Over 10 years ago, the world was shocked by the disappearance of 3-year-old Madeleine McCann. To lose a child is every parent's worst nightmare. And all these years later, Kate and Jerry McCann have received no reprieve from the horror they live every day not knowing what happened to little Madeleine. Just in case you forgot about this tragic story, here is a brief rundown for you. On May 3, 2007, Madeleine McCann was abducted from her bed at a holiday apartment in Praia da Luz, a resort in the Algarve region of Portugal. Her disappearance has been a mystery. But now, with the Pizzagate scandal breaking last year, there have been new leads that point right to Hillary Clinton's campaign manager John Podesta and his brother Tony. After all these years, there are still no definitive answers about what happened while the family was on vacation at a resort in Portugal. But after the parents became fed up with how slowly the investigation was going, Kate and Jerry McCann handpicked a team of former MI5 agents to find answers, and that's when things began to take a strange turn. The McCanns hired Kevin Halligen to lead the investigation, who presented himself as a cloak and dagger type of spy. Halligen was used to working on tough cases and was definitely up for the challenge. Halligen stumbled on a lead that linked John and Tony Podesta thanks to a fit sketch that looked very much like the brothers. Now over 10 years since the murder, Kevin Halligen has been found dead at a mansion in Surrey, England, and police are launching an investigation into his mysterious death. Of course, the mainstream media will try and paint Halligen's death as a mere coincidence, but that assumption would be false considering the amount of damaging information he had on the Podesta brothers. Halligen had worked in the D.C. area for Oakley International, an intelligence operation that considered the Podesta group to be an enemy, and that is when things get interesting. Here is more from your news wire. Oakley International was based out of 2550 M Street, NW, Washington, D.C. This address is also the office of Patton Boggs, Washington's most politically connected law firm and lobbyist organization. When Halligen first moved to D.C. in 2005, he hired Patton Boggs to help set up his new business. Through his close connection with Patton Boggs, Kevin Halligen was more than familiar with the Podesta group. They are closely connected. Tony Podesta has gone on record on multiple occasions praising Tommy Boggs of Patton Boggs. He's a brilliant guy who invented what a lot of us do. Nick Allard, Patton Boggs co-chairman, also returns the praise for Tony Podesta. Tony and his group are the right people at the right time in the right place. Tom Boggs invented the lawyer lobbyist model and Tony perfected it. They are probably the two giants of the modern practice. There is no one else in the same zip code. So there is no question Halligen knew about the Podestas and their reputation. Why did he link them to Madeleine McCann's disappearance in Portugal? What nerve did Halligen have on the two powerful Democratic operatives? Why did Kevin Halligen, hired by the McCanns to investigate the daughter's disappearance, produce efforts closely resembling, beyond reasonable doubt, his client's pattern box biggest rivals? Who persuaded and why Jerry and Kate McCann to put a faith in a random Washington, D.C. based private detective and pay him $500,000 after he reached out to them telling them he could find the daughter? These are all excellent questions that should be answered, but sadly with Halligen dead, we may never know. This whole thing stinks to high heavens, and Kevin Halligen's death seems very suspicious considering the information that he had about Madeleine McCann's death. The Podesta brothers are very powerful men, and they will do whatever it takes to stay out of prison and protect the Clinton clan. While there is no definitive proof that the Podestas were involved, there is more than enough evidence to link them to the area. In the Podesta emails, there were several emails deleted that occurred during the time frame that Madeleine went missing. Is it possible that Halligen found these deleted emails and was able to link the brothers once and for all? With all of this information, it only makes sense why people are questioning the death of Halligen, and rightfully so. It is quite possible that Halligen got too close to the truth and paid the ultimate sacrifice for asking too many questions. Now, it is up to the rest of us to keep pushing for answers, since Madeleine McCann's life deserves that.